Hello Purple class, it's lovely to see you. It is so strange not to be teaching you in our classroom, but thank you for joining me online for a phonics lesson. So you know in the classroom for every phonics lesson I like to have a picture or a quote from a book, and today I've got one as well. It says 10 ways to become a better reader. So my 10 top tips are: number 1, read. 2, read. Read, 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 read. I really hope you are still reading at home and look forward to hearing you again soon when we can come back together. So in phonics today we're going to start just like we always do in class, and we're going to start with our keywords. So we're going to read them together. We're going to start with the red word people and go all the way across, left to right, top to bottom till we get to some. Read them with me. People, clothes, door, your, who, father, stays, sugar, school, Christmas, witch, floor, every, I, mind, money, wild, busy, path, shawl, water, Mrs, pretty, break, behind, once, everyone, should, improve, some. Now pause the video on your own device for a minute and see if you can read all of them within that minute. I hope that you can. Now we practice our keywords, we're going to have a look at our sounds. These are what we call our phase 5 sounds, and these need lots and lots of practice, especially for spelling. So we're going to read them to start with. We've got A, or, E, U, E, I, O, ow, oi, you, wa, oo, A, E, I, O, U, Excellent. Now pick one and see if you can apply it to a word. Maybe you want to look at A and have a go at writing the word crayon. Maybe you'd like to look at this one and practice the word boy or toy or oyster. Have a look at this one. Can you write the word wheel or whale? Or last one, maybe this one, and you can write smile or slide or prize. So have a go at spelling a few of those words. Now next up, Purple class, we're going to have a look at some grammar and some spelling. So I've got a question for you. It says, what links all of these words? So pause me for a minute and see if you can read those words and work out, first of all, what do they say, what do they mean, and what links all of them? Okay, hopefully you've got it. What links all of these words is that they're all written in the past tense. And what makes them past tense is that they've got this ending, this ed. So they're past tense verbs and they've all got this ed ending. So we've got helped, turned, begged, hissed, wanted, sorted, hummed, waded, washed, hated, greased, lived, robbed, rocked, laughed, called and roasted. And if there's any you're not sure of, make sure you ask your grown-up what they mean. Now what I'd like you to do is pause me again and see if you can do this activity. It says spot the mistakes. So have a little look at these sentences. What mistakes have I made? Excellent, hopefully you've got it. So the first one says, Ralph begged India for a dog treat. Hopefully you've spotted that that's not the right way to spell that past tense ending of begged. It should be B-E-G-G-E-D, so a double consonant ED ending. I hummed a tune before our music lesson. So hopefully you spotted that I've missed my double consonant for hummed. Here we've got, I wented to the park with George. 2 mistakes in this one. Hopefully you've noticed that we don't actually say wented, it should be I went. I went to the park with George, and he's missing his capital letter because he's a name that should be a capital G. And last one we've got, I helped Georgia to put on her fairy godmother costume for her star project play. And the mistake there is in the word helped, because that shouldn't actually be a double consonant. So hopefully, Purple class, you have spotted all of those. Now I had to think about how we actually explain this, and how do we actually know when we double the consonant before adding that ed or sometimes ing and other what we call suffixes. So I found a rule, and it's quite tricky, but it says if the verb, because we're talking about verbs today and past tense verbs, if the verb has only one syllable, so it's a short word like stop, hug, skip, clap, and ends with a single vowel, so that's A-E-I-O-U, so it ends with a single vowel plus a consonant, so that's all the other letters, like in the word stop, then you need to double the final consonant before adding ed. Now that sounds a little bit tricky, but I've done a few for example. Brilliant. So let's have a look at this picture. So this little boy is hugging the dog, but to make it past tense we need to say, I hugged the dog. So if we have a look at our rule, we have the word hug, which only has one syllable. Now that word hug ends with a single vowel, so that's the U, plus a consonant, which is G. So we need to double the final consonant before adding ed. So hug becomes hugged. Similarly, if we look at the word stop, in the past tense it becomes stopped. So because stop ends with a single vowel, which is O, plus a consonant, which is P, we need to double that P and add ed so that it becomes stopped. And in the final example, this little boy, he's helping somebody. But in the past tense, we need to say, I helped or he helped. But because that word ends in two consonants and not a vowel and one consonant, you don't need to double that last consonant. So it just becomes helped with no double P there. It's quite tricky, Purple class, but we'll practice this week. The final thing I want you to do is I want you to apply it to a sentence, right? So in your home learning book, I'd like you to write this sentence. I hugged my dog before I skipped to school. Excellent. And hopefully you've written it and we can check your learning. I hugged my dog before I skipped to school. Thank you for joining me, Purple class. Tomorrow I'll set some more examples and we'll practice all of this spelling for our past tense endings. But it's lovely to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.